everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining for this session, which is around enrollment marketing accountability in 2026. So we have multiple people from multiple institutes who have been working in this education sector from past a decade, more than a decade. I hope this discussion will have some fruitful outcomes regarding how marketing can play an important role in the upcoming years, making sure AI is coming into the system, and this will obviously evolve in the next 3-4 years, right? So before we proceed, I would request a 1-minute introduction from you all so that people can have this, and then we can start the discussion. So starting from you, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Bharat Bhushan Singh, and I head Vignan Jyoti Institute of Management. And my domain is marketing and strategy, so I'm looking forward to a lot of learning from my esteemed panel. And I am a tech pro guy, and I truly feel the era of wastage in marketing has gone. Every penny needs accounting. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends. I'm Pritesh Zaveri, 25 years in education, doing same marketing admissions. 15 years outside India. Last 11 years has been blessing while in India with SP Jain Global, Flame University, founding director of University of Southampton, Delhi, and now ISB. So I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot from everybody of you. And if there are questions, we can also take and suggestions.
This is Professor Anand from Institute of Public Enterprise. A varied academic experience, did doctorate in marketing, taught operations subject, then looking after admissions on the financial front, heading the analytics program, DNA of ethics is what I'm all about. See, I know that in Indian context or for any institution, everybody would like to spend whatever money they have prudently. Maybe with this type of a background, maybe if I can contribute a point to the ongoing discussion on enrollment marketing accountability, I think my presence here is going to be a great success from my viewpoint. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Already been introduced, but thank you again for giving a second opportunity to market ourselves. I am Professor Madhvi, Faculty of Marketing and Strategy. Started my career, I had a brief stint with the industry, started my career at RPG and Dr. Reddy's, and for the past 26 years I'm with ICFI Group. I'm not just the professor in the classroom, I've also been in various roles in ICFI. I've been in research, been in training, been in executive education, handling student activities. We have around 27 student clubs at MBA level. I handle all of them through and through a student's person. So in and out, I would like to know every single day what happens in the minds of the students. Then definitely this is something that is very interesting for me. Thank you, Meritto, for giving me the opportunity, and congratulations on your 29th event.
Hello all, I'm Dr. Kishore. Happy to associate with Meritto last 5 years. Incidentally, we are one of the troublemakers for Meritto. Way back in 2020 when the COVID has tested our surveillance. Of course, Meritto has withstood with all challenges. They evolved, we also evolved. Thank you, Nikhil. Please look at me, you're looking handsome. That's why he'll shoot less questions. Well, I'm Dr. Kishore, Dean Management, Humanities and Sciences, and also Dean International Relations, Director Digital Marketing, Director PR Media. Incidentally, at K University, other than engineering, most of wings I established, right from International Relations or Digital Marketing or even Management. Most of non-engineering programs, except pharmacy and yeah, that's it. Rest all programs I launched. This is my 20th year. Let's see how Meritto make us evolve more. We want to experience more AI engagement, yet to experience, because AI has become buzzword, but nobody knows what is AI, honestly telling. Out of experience, I'm telling. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone. So, sir, as you have been working with institutes, right? So, the major problem from top to bottom, we receive n number of inquiries, right, which are coming into the system, and it is year on year which is coming. It could be duplicated queries. People opting out last year might come this year. How do we specify as an institute that how do we work upon lead quality and lead volume both? How do we do that? Which is a very important aspect top of the funnel.
First, I will put about the context which we were talking about. How do we track the
Absolutely.
spend? So I was talking about, that like earlier there used to be a quote by John Wanamaker which used to say like 50% of marketing goes waste, but it's very difficult to figure out which 50%.
Absolutely.
Now we have tool like AI which can track which 50% is leaking. That's point one. Now you asking a question, how do we figure out the quality of leads?
Or balance it out between the quality and quantity.
Quantity, yeah. So now most of the institutions, they have their mechanism which generates a lot of leads. And sometimes they get overwhelmed with that lead because humanly it's impossible for you to reach out to all of them. And that's where a lot of, organizations, those who are providing solutions, they have come out with auto calls wherein, AI can filter out some of the non-serious leads, yeah. So about 30-40% of non-serious leads, non-targeted leads can be eliminated. And you have a handful of leads that are quality leads, yeah. So that is one part of the whole story, but again, leads to conversion is another aspect wherein it's not an automated activities. You get students visit your website and then come to your campus, and then there are so many touch points. He connects with somebody from your institution, and then maybe physically visits your campus, he goes around, and any touch point can be a bad experience for him. Absolutely. So that is where institutions, they must go beyond AI because you get data, you run your processes, but also the human element plays a bigger role to enhance your conversion rates. Yeah, and that is where at VJM we are trying to deploy about a design thinking approach to holistically understand how many touch points a student is going through and where he or she can face a problem. And we have identified one area wherein, for example, there are students who are not financially that great. So after doing a lot of customer journey with them, deploying design thinking, we got to like, can we provide them some sort of flexibility in payment process? We worked out with a private bank and they were ready to fund them in a very exaggerated manner. In a sense, within 2 years they are supposed to pay about 12 lakhs fee. They can pay this in low cost EMI in 5 years. And that one problem has resulted into our enrollment rates going quite high. So that is what we have to go about it, filter out the non-quality using tech and then deploy human elements so that the conversion rates improves. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So do you have any inputs on this or you agree with what he said in terms of, see, obviously what he said is absolutely right. Apart from this, is there any way you are tracking or you are doing something different which can help any institute in terms of adding your...
So in my view, I think quantity of leads should not matter to any institute. You need to know your home turf. That is, what kind of a talent would you attract and what you are fit for. Once you know that, use the right channel, acquisition cost, and finally the impact on long-term brand. Of lately, of course, I've been working with a lot of institutions.
Right.
Just getting leads, making frantic phone calls to them, meeting them at every event would actually be detrimental to your brand, and over a period of time you'll keep on spending money to keep on attracting more and more leads without quality parameters. So that is how I would look at it.
Perfect. Sir, absolutely what he said is acquisition cost is the most important thing in terms of marketing. So as acquisition cost is there and AI is coming into the picture, how do you want to distribute your budget in terms of AI and rest of the things? Because you also want a personal touch, which is really important. Apart from AI is also there, and there's an X budget which you need to distribute between them. Whether it could be 30, 60, 70, 40, 60, what is your thought on this?
Like before I talk about the percentages and talk about analytics person,
Absolutely.
what I would like to take a stand on is, what happens is when you are not well known in the market, your brand is not that well known in the market, what happens is the only way is you have to approach the publishers or different marketing channels to reach them out.
Absolutely.
So what happens is you are forced to depend on the leads that the marketers are going to share with you. And when it comes to conversions, hardly it works out to 1 to 2% of the leads will be converted into applications. I'm not talking about the enrollments, right? When it is happening, if you do not touch upon the leads, convert the cold leads into the warm leads or warm leads into the hot leads, at the earliest possible time, you may lose in your marketing activity to your competitors, right? So what happens is the only way is you should able to reach out the maximum of your leads and you should able to figure out which leads are hot for you, which leads are warm for you, which leads have an intent of joining your institute and which leads do not have an intent of joining it, right? So presently I'm hearing a lot about agentic AI, wherein the people like Meritto, the people like Extra Edge, and many of the CRM platform people are coming out with n number of AI related agentic this thing, right? What it does is it converts the cold leads, or you should able to know the intent of the leads, whether are they possible do the leads convert into applications or not. Therefore, usage of AI is not an alternative, it becomes a compulsive for the institutes in the days to come, right? And then what happens is, when we talk about the telecallers who are doing the nurturing activity for the maybe from the application stage to the admission stage, or maybe from lead stage to the application stage, there will not be a consistency among the telecallers in spite of the best possible training programs we are going to held upon. It doesn't mean that I am against the telecaller culture. What I mean to say is, what AI cannot answer, those type of queries or the queries at a higher end can be taken up by the telecallers rather than the queries of a normal nature, like what is the fee at an institute, what programs are offered at an institute, how many faculty members are there at the institute, or how many people belong to the marketing area. Those type of questions can be handled by the AI agent. Therefore, if I have to allocate the budget among the technology versus the human capital, I would like to put it as 70% towards the technology and 30% towards the human capital. That's how I would like to segregate my marketing expenditure into.
I would like to understand your input on this.
So I'll add a little bit to the first question that you asked, and then I'll come back to the second one. So the entire admission process at ICFI, we have what we call as a complete admission blueprint. So the entire blueprint is in place in terms of right from your suspecting, prospecting till the time they come and enroll and then admit, and all of that thing is there. Now, there's a lot of work that has been done almost from 20 years. So that's a system, solid system that is in place. Having said that, we do understand in the current situation that is actually changing and the technology interfaces that are actually happening, AI is needed with the current generation that we are looking at. Somewhere that is actually needed, very much needed in it. The second question that you were asking about is,
what is your thought on basically AI versus your manual intervention, which is more powerful? Should we eliminate?
AI is always the first step. If you want to bring in a lot of leads, or if you want to bring in a lot of data, for data, AI is always the first step. But whether the student is actually going from the suspecting stage or the first stage till the final stage, in between interventions, human interventions, as sir has said, are very much needed, because you have to, there may be, a lot of volume that is coming onto your website. There's a lot of this thing, but that doesn't mean that it is getting converted into the actual ones. So you should be able to understand why the volume is coming, but it is still not getting converted. For that, at every stage, there has to be some amount of human intervention that is actually needed.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sir, you have been working in this industry for more than 20 years. So wanted to understand, because as a candidate, they have n number of expectations, right? How do you manage that to make sure that I have to convert this candidate and get into the system, which is a really tough task, what I believe.
With the permission of you and rest of speakers, I just want to put few case studies that I came across last 8 months or so. The reason is, especially last 2 years, we have been talking about AI. I'm sure every smallest person is talking about AI. Honestly, we don't know what is AI. I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry. Why I'm saying is, there is a word called zero click. I don't know how many of you are practicing digital marketing, I don't know, but last 5 years I've been heading KL University, and we are instrumental in generating around 5,500 admissions through digital marketing and 6,000 through manual field-based admissions. Online admissions, we are generating around 8,000 admissions a year. This gives me a quick understanding how digital marketing really works, very cost effectively converting the leads into applications, applications into true admissions. But last 8 months, we have been experiencing the zero click, especially with the onset of AI, Gemini, or Perplexity. People slowly forgetting the word Google, I'm sorry to say, especially for student engagement. Most of AI chatbots are playing vital role, provided if you got AI citation rate. Generally, we talk about publication citations. But today, most of universities need to get cited by AI. It could be Gemini, it could be Perplexity, or something. Unless your university is cited, you are no more in the race. I would say today, AI definitely play a vital role. If you look at the statistics, US education institutions as well as India, in India, usage of AI conversion in admissions is only 10%, whereas in US it is 78%. Why I'm saying is, zero click and stealth applications are the two buzzwords which is bothering me as a practitioner last 2 years a lot. Conversions are slowly coming down. The reason is we are not prepared. I happened to attend, with the permission of Nikhil, I just want to quote a beautiful example I attended. I happened to attend 1.5 years back in Mumbai, a Salesforce AI summit as well, to learn what is happening in consumer industry. I happened to attend to one of vice president of digital marketing in Mahindra. He was narrating his own case study, how AI is influencing their sales. When they're trying to sell Scorpio updated version, it took 6 months to sell 50,000 units, 50,000 cars. And when they tried to sell updated version of Thar, it took 3 months to sell 50,000 cars. It's all manual, field-based, again showroom-based. But when they introduced a beautiful software called Mule AI into this, they sold 50,000 cars to sell XUV 700 version in 3 days. I repeat, 3 days. Manual sale took 6 months to sell 50,000 cars, even Thar or probably Scorpio updated or probably anything else. Whereas Mahindra could sell 50,000 cars in 3 days using Mule software, which is affiliated with Salesforce. I'm trying to find a beautiful software in AI in EdTech. If you have some answer, please advise me. I'm openly with open heart. I don't mind investing as a decision maker. Why I'm telling, sir, education industry still need to evolve. The word evolve definitely suit well. Long way to go. We're also trying to engage ourselves with Mio. It probably 70-80% gives a solution, but still. I'm looking at a case study called Arizona State University, where if student is looking for financial aid schemes, either from India or China or Korea, immediately a text, a WhatsApp message and a mail parallelly goes to the contact saying that these are the scholarships available that suits in 3 seconds. Do you have such AI matured market in India? This is my question to audience as well as the edtech industry. Same is the case with Northeastern University. Anyway, I don't want to take my time. Next question, probably I can add more inputs. I'm trying to learn wherein we can engage modules, especially students, converting those leads into a true admissions and applications. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm sorry if I'm questioning you more.
So, sir, would like to understand from all of you, anyone can answer this. Do you think in the last few years, student behavior has changed throughout every year, or it is like from past 2-3 days, it has been the same, and the blueprint ma'am talked about is the same throughout the year? Or is it like you have prepared something from last 5 years, but now you feel it's the time to change something, or you do it every year, you keep it constant for 5 years, and then you probably think of changing that blueprint, whatever it is?
Okay, if I may.
Sure.
The entire student mindset has changed. I think all of them will agree with me. Especially, I mean, I'm sorry I'm using pandemic again. We call it as pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. The behavior pattern of the students has changed so much during pandemic, probably because they've got used to attending sessions online, giving exams online, using ChatGPT, whatever it is for writing the exams and all. It is extremely difficult for the students to sit for a 3-hour exam and write. And they want, we use this term very frequently, instant gratification. So if they are searching for something, if they want something, it has to come immediately. And they need to know what is the end result also now.
Right.
So one of the things that sir has mentioned is that, no one is coming and visiting website. If there is a drop in the website visit, probably it is not because they are not interested. It is because AI is already giving them all that data without them checking the website.
Absolutely.
So they don't need to come to you. So you have to find now ways to go to them.
So do you have any thought? Sorry.
So my take on this is every year there is an exponential change in students' mindset. I'll give you examples to buttress my point. Today, students want to break the barrier of access, wherein we build a system where a dean or a director has a protocol, student needs to take appointment, and then they will get appointment after 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, we don't know. He doesn't have time. When we were studying, calling a professor was a blasphemy, right? Today, I'm the director, my student sends a WhatsApp, and if he doesn't get a response in 5 minutes, he will call me. So this is the level, hyper level of students, and I'm really liking it because until we are responding to this generation, we are not connecting with them, and they are 65% of our population. So instead of blaming them, they are Gen Zs, they don't have patience, they don't have retention ability, they are not reading, they are out of place. In fact, we are living in their world, we should be thankful to them, yeah? So instead of complaining too much, we have to adopt to tech and be like them. So the barrier has to break. The access has to be given. And one more thing which I like the most is we grew up when parents used to say something and we used to obey, or teachers used to say something, we used to obey. Today, as ma'am was referring to instant gratification or answers to the query like, why should I do this assignment? Why should I overstay for a project? Until you have an incentivization or a credit, they will not do anything. Earlier vocational activities or club activities or excursions or field visits used to be without credits. Today everything has to have a reason for it, and if there is no reason, they will walk into your office and ask, why should I do this? And this is going to be more intense. I'm saying every year it's going to be exponential. The alpha and beta who are going to hit you, they are probably going to mesmerize us further. Thank you so much.
I think I'll answer it in 2 parts.
Sure.
First part, has the student mindset changed when it comes to placements? ROI? No. I think it's been last 2 decades, they've been asking same questions. Kitna milega? Right? I think what has changed now is they have information available and too fast without understanding whether it is the right information or a wrong information. Pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, I think what has changed is their patience level. Big time it has been changed. All of a sudden, you see students do not like to attend webinars, which was an in thing during pandemic. So I think what we as an institution has been doing, we are too slow to change. Those Google search and click-through rates are passé, but we still talk about it. Same data coming from one of the aggregator goes to 30 different institutions, and all 30 would start calling, right? What do you expect a student to do? I don't have time at the end of the day. So in my view, going back to your previous question, we don't need to increase our budgets, but the same technology budget needs to be reoriented. Look at your AI density scores, right? Instead of doing an SEO, which practically every marketing guy would be talking about, now it is AI optimization. Because whatever you search, the first thing which comes on your Google page is also the answer by AI, right? So this is unpaid, no cost details that you can actually get. And finally, I would say, as he rightly mentioned, that we are in their world, right? And I think a lot of us would be a dinosaur very soon. So we need to adapt to the technology much more than they, because they are born with it. And we are just adapting to it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sir. Just before we end, want to understand, as you said, we have to make sure that AI optimization, is there an input on how do we make sure to optimize our top of the funnel? What do you see in the next year or in the next 10 months, what do you want to improve to make sure top of the funnel is getting better and better in the upcoming years? Just a thought on that, and then we can close.
Probably I would say honing our content is most important, especially. Though TikTok is banned, I don't know how many of you heard about Georgia Tech University. From Reels to Real, that's a mission they started in Georgia Tech now. What they did is, because TikTok is one of most sought after social media platform where students love to post all their experiences, right from struggle to success, especially a student from India. Once he goes to US and experience what all turbulent situations he do. He put on TikTok. What Georgia Tech University did is, they pooled all the content that are posted by Georgia Tech students last 5-6 years. They pulled everything in one basket. If any student is trying to understand what is a campus life in Georgia Tech, AI is connecting those contents, of course, positive content, and they put like struggle to success. What I'm saying is emotions play a vital role, especially when a student is not completely aware of what is the other side. And second thing is like, I forgot the second speaker name. Yeah, he said especially budgets reorientation. Budget need not be increased, but again reorientation. I too accept. When madam said gratification and emotions, yes. We have to fill our shoes in the shoes of new generation. Unless we understand their expectations, we can't deliver it. Because I worked in advertising industry for 3 years. It was purely painting kind of these things, converting concepts into a ad. And of course, accidentally I'm into academic industry last 25 years. But I see a beautiful change. Most of my PhD scholars are converting all those plagiarized content into a thesis. I don't know whether it is acceptable, not acceptable, I don't know. But content management has become a major challenge. If you are good in content, AI definitely will make you sit on top, especially AI citation will become more visible. I'm sure the student engagement becomes realistic. Thank you.
Perfect.
There are two things that I want to say. One, students are still humans. they are still emotional. They still want something to be connected and emotional. But they're extremely smart. As Sir said, technology is something that we have to learn, and we are learning. We have to learn faster than them if we want to be with them in terms of trying to hold on and teach what we can or mentor them, as the earlier panel has actually said. So they're still emotional, so they want to get connected emotionally to the university or the institute or to the company. If they want, only if they are connected, they are willing to listen. So Reels, as Sir you mentioned, the social media and the connect, be honest with them. Be honest in terms of the discussion that you want to put out, the kind of information that you want to float, because they would only connect with that information. And then what is it that they are getting from either being part of the institute or even to put you as one among the many in the mind, to be on par with the other peers in the, in the industry. If they want you to be considered as one of them, then you have to be as honest as possible for them. So that is where, because they are also pulling all this data from the Google only. They may go back and talk to others, but they are still going back and pulling everything from online. So AI then, earlier some of my panelists have said, and the earlier panel also has said, if your content is authentic, if they can see the organic content coming up on the AI, the believability of it, yes, they would be interested in it.
Mr. Nikhil, if I understood your question properly, what you mean to say that how best the leads can be converted into applications indirectly?
No, so
top of the funnel, what do you
Top
mean?
of the funnel, what do you want to improve? That's it.
What?
What all you want to improve top of the funnel
Okay.
to make sure your conversion is higher, obviously.
Okay.
in one.
To start with, as ma'am was saying it, once the organic traffic on your website increases, that means the people have started believing it. And we should understand that today's students do not go through only one channel to take a decision. He or she will be dependent on n number of channels. Maybe they may be going through publishers, they would like to see the college website, they would like to search on web, they would like to ask AI, whatnot. Therefore, the only way to influence all of them lies in content management on your website, because Google algorithm works on it, AI algorithm works on it, whatever you say, it is the content management that is going to rule the world. That is first part of it. Second part of it, what we need to understand is today's children, as Sir was saying it, we belong to the age, at least we all people belong to age. We've listened from our parents, we have to listen to our children. Sad state of it. At least when I was doing my engineering, I was of the opinion that when I am in first year, if I was ragged by my senior, I can rag my junior. But our state is the worst case. We've been ragged by our parents and then we've been ragged by our children in a lighter note. Right. And then the next one is we need to do much about the referral management. What I mean by referral management is student, before taking a call on where to apply, where to join and all, he or she will be talking to the well-wishers, talking to the teachers, talking to the elders, talking to the friends, etc., etc. Therefore, at an institutional level, what we are supposed to do is, suppose if I'm taking care of admissions at a PG level, then we need to have a good alumni management system wherein the alumni of my institute talk good about my institute with the prospective applications and prospective leads. That's one part of it. Second part of it is, as I get the student from the graduate students, I should able to influence the colleges in and around or the pool from where I used to get my applications in such a way that they talk good about my institute. Third thing is, we need to participate in those events where your competitors are also part and parcel of it, so that what happens is your institute is viewed by the student community along with other institutes, so that at least you stand in the race. Because what is more important, before you win a race, you should participate in the race. right? That can come only when you are associated with all the events where your competitors are a part of it, right? These are few of the things which we can think of at an institutional level so that the conversions at the top of the funnel can be better.
Thank you so much.
I think I'll just top it up, and I've been part of one institution where I actually saw these things happening. First, lead to speed. If I'm able to get in touch back to the lead within 5 minutes with hyper personalization, right, success stories and alumni match, I think I've got 90% battle done. And that is only possible not by manual intervention, but with AI and algorithms working for you. And that's where the maximum budgets that I feel next year and a year after should be going.
Done. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for such an insightful session.